Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies. Let's talk about David. This is the rank 3 mid-tier reward for the current battle pass. It's a Mustang. It has say battle pass.
Battle Pass.
Say Mustang.
Mustang.
Okay, that's enough helping. Now you two go play.
I want to help you.
It has two 500-pound bombs on the wings that drop at the same time. And as I mentioned, 4 as opposed to the regular 6 50 cals, a decent amount of ammunition. And like other Mustangs, the main thing you're going to notice about this is it has good acceleration, great top speed, good maneuverability at high speed, and it doesn't. I didn't really have any problems with the rudder on this one in the few matches that I played with it, but I didn't really get up to the high speeds that you'll go in modes like Air RB. So here we are lining up for the double drop on the double deuces, and 500-pound bombs can deal some damage at 3.7 battle rating that this aircraft sits at in realistic battles. So what is there to say other than it's a Mustang? The slight savings in weight you get by having 2 less 50 cals does make a difference in the flight performance. Mustangs feel pretty heavy and clunky and chunky at low speeds, and it really does help to have as light an aircraft as you can have. I noticed that this prop can only take out a minimum fuel load of 30 minutes supply, which is pretty excessive, and it would be nicer to shed that weight just to improve the low speed handling, the turn rate, and all that fun stuff of the P-51, but you know, whatever. It's a P-51, it's a Mustang, it'll do well in the game, but it's not going to take over matches, because those 450 cals, even though you get a decent amount of ammunition, they really end up being glitter cannons, tickle guns, as you can see here during the gameplay. Right at the end of the footage, you're going to see me just completely unload on an IL-2, and I can barely even score a crit on the guy. It's just ridiculous. But having said that, it's a well-balanced airframe. It's a good grinder for Sweden. They do lack a 3.7 fighter multi-role aircraft, just on account of all of their lower mid-tier stuff keeps getting bumped up in BR. They're all sitting at 4.3 now, just because of the power. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. Just because of the power of those 13 millimeter, what would it be, heavy machine guns, light autocannons that you get on the regular Swedish Tech Tree fighters around this BR. They just kept bumping them up and up and up in BR. And you have the, what is it, the J-22 something, that chunky rotary engine fighter that the Swedes have at lower tier. But it's kind of a turd except for the guns when contrasted with the ITP, which is an event vehicle that is just absolutely ridiculous. That thing refuses to stall, it refuses to lock up. It's an insane plane, even if you don't account for the ridiculous amount of, is it 37 mil or 45 mil ammunition that I think it's 37 in the nose, but I could be wrong. It's a big cannon, it goes through everything, it's super good for killing aircraft as well. We come in again with the backup vehicle, because we do have a few backups, and we're going to do really well here. But again, this cost like 1,000 spawn points, so this is really just a for funsies kind of deal. It's one of the advantages of starting the match in a light tank and picking up a kill or two and some scouting, is you can just screw around in aircraft for pretty much as long as you want if you're being careful about it. And the Swedish air lineup, the Swedish 3.7 lineup, is pretty good. It's kind of lacking. Again, their lower mid-tier stuff keeps getting bumped up in BR, so the sweet spot for Sweden really is more around 4.3, 4.0, and then into the higher BRs, and they're kind of strange vehicles all the way around. So it'll be nice to see them get their Sherman, and this will pair nicely with the Sherman Premium in the next major update. What's it called again? Something something. There's a French Navy. Nobody cares. I'm sure there are people that are French naval enjoyers, but they are a much smaller subset of the already anemic Naval Enjoyers Club, of whom I am a proud member, and they're just not doing real great. But back to David. He has a great name. He's a good plane, but he is kind of plain. And I keep warming up to the Mustang. It really is a fantastic aircraft. If you play it properly and follow the rules and remain aware of your energy state at all times, it can do well in air or mixed battles. The main thing with most American fighters is that 50 cals just don't deal the kind of damage you want them to, purely on account of how versatile they are. They needed to be balanced somehow, and the balancing that they get is that they just don't do a lot of post-pen damage, or versus aircraft, they don't tend to set fires as reliably. I'm running stealth belts, which for whatever reason for this aircraft are all some kind of incendiary. I've got API and incendiary, half and half. And Joshua wanted something from me. My little man is coming and asking for things. I've been so busy, guys. I really do miss making talkie videos, but I've got 3 kids. The house is never quiet. Somebody is listening to kids shows directly behind me and drilling them into the back of my brain, but that's pretty normal, so I hope that doesn't bother you too much. I'll try and move the mic over a little bit just in case you guys can hear that. I think that's Angela and Talking Tom there in the background. My little Zoe's a big fan of those very girly shows.
Daddy, let's
No. Okay, come sit with me. This is Joshua. Joshua, say hi.
Hi.
Alright, Joshua, what are we doing right now? Is that an airplane?
Yeah, play.
Yeah, airplane. And what are we doing? Are we strafing ground targets?
The hot dog.
Yeah, hot dog. What? Where's the hot dog?
The
You don't know?
cat.
You want this one? Try it. That's beef. You want to take a bite? Yeah, I was gonna have my dinner, or my lunch. I get a little bit confused about what meal time it is. I was just out in the garden. It was delightful. It's beautiful. The sun has been out for the past week or two. And the growing season has officially begun. I see crows pecking around my piles there. They're gonna pull all my corn seeds out of the ground before they germinate, the fuckers. Get out of my yard. I'm gonna have to go shoot at them with the BB gun. But we're just about done with this absolute banger of a match. If you leave American fighters alone with their 50 cals at this low tier, they really can punch through a lot of the roof armor of what you'll come up against. They used to be able to reliably punch through T-34 roof armor, but for whatever reason that's actually fairly rare that you manage to punch through. I think they only have like 15 mils up top there, but oddly enough, Russian armor is just kind of overperforming a little bit. I don't think there's like a conspiracy. I think that Russian tanks just kind of suck in every other area, so their little potato rounds and their armor tend to do a lot better than they really should. Anyway, game balancing. The P-51, solid aircraft. The David, not my favorite P-51, not by a long shot, but not bad either. I'd really like to see the HVARs on the wings or some kinds of rockets on the wings. I've gotten really good with them, and you can get a lot of kills by individually launching rockets at close range, and you can pick up crits. My goal was actually to get some assists in this battle, so we definitely made that happen. And did I say this match was almost over? It's actually not. This was something of a marathon match. I thought I was going back to the airfield to land, and the match would just kind of peter out as I was in between things. Because I'm used to these War Thunder matches taking around 10 to 15 minutes, which is really, I think, a little too short for a match. Especially for something like the Mustang, which can lock down a match at low tier by crippling enemies as they're trying to advance out of their spawn or onto a capture zone, by shooting through the roof armor with those 50 cals. Again, like, you're not picking up kills like you used to with the 50 cals. It's been a long history of dominance in the air with the American 50 cal, and it's just so difficult to balance the thing because American fighters get so many of them, they get so much ammunition, and if they deal reasonable damage, you know, what you would expect out of something like the 50 BMG, then they just end up shredding everything because people fly American aircraft in ways in the game that they would never have been flown in real life. And these top-down attacks, while they wouldn't be viable in a realistic situation, and they don't match the overall balancing of the vehicle in the game, it works really well in War Thunder. So I remember about the time that who was it? Oddboz was complaining. Well, a lot of people at the same time were complaining about 50 cals and 20 mils going through the roofs of tanks, and a lot of those people were the sort of anti-CAS squad. You know, they want to play tanks in their tank game, and I get it, but you know, War Thunder is actually a flight sim first, so CAS enjoyers like myself, we have a rock to stand on, but we have to fling mud to get anything done, just like the rest of us. And here we go, unloading on the IL-2, and you can see we're getting hit, and then just not getting the damage we're looking for until that guy just kind of slipstreams into the ground. So there you have it, probably an air kill we didn't really earn, but I felt like we deserved it anyway, and we did actually manage to accidentally shoot down a teammate who was crashing into the ground anyway. American CAS planes, everybody. The P-51, a good plane. The David, not bad. For a Battle Pass reward, meh.